Oh yeah, I need to cut up this apple. I guess we don't need you up that high for this one. Okay. So, for anyone who is usually with me in the kitchen, today is a no production quality stream, i.e. streamer bot is not on. So certain things will not work today. So just keep that in mind. Don't scam yourself. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to do some curry. Could have sworn I printed some. Did I not? Did I? Gasoline. I could have sworn I printed out a curry recipe. Girl, I didn't? Oh, because it was like weird and long, right? Well, I didn't print out the recipe. Hold on. I could have sworn I did, though. Really? Well, I saved some in a... Oh my god, bitch, what? Don't catch my hair. Because I'm using the roux, like the fuck. Oh my god, words. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. I'm using the powder instead of the blocks. So there are some adjustments we need to make. But basically I just need to prep some garlic. Garlic is always a suggestion. And we like garlic. So we're just gonna use a little garlic today because we feel like it. I feel like I was looking at Mirren and recipes today and I'm just like, for some reason that doesn't sound right, but, and I don't know if I should cut up another onion, but we will definitely cut up this apple. So I'm gonna take out the parts we should definitely not eat, like things around the stem and the ass crack, and seeds. My stomach has not really been liking, well, my asshole has not been liking a lot of decisions I've made recently. So I think with the help of Chris Hangry, I think the problem is that because I did not skim my pho, my body is like not handling the fat well, is my guess. And I came to that conclusion because Chris Hangry was talking about like, he made something really delicious today. He made like a Gouda and some other cheese, mac and cheese, and like pork butt burnt ends, it looks like. And beautiful, delicious, but he was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop here because if I eat more, I'm gonna hate myself. And I was like, oh? And he was like, you know, there's just so much fat and cholesterol or whatever, it's gonna fuck my shit up. He didn't say fuck my shit up, but, you know. And I was like, oh, maybe that's why my asshole has really hated me for the past couple of days. Because I didn't skim the pho, because I didn't skim my pho. Because I don't give a fuck about clear broth, to be honest with you. It's cute, but I don't give a fuck, really. And so I was like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah, you know, when you cook out beef and you don't skim the fat, or like, you know, when you cook ground beef and you don't drain out the oil or whatever, it's really gonna fuck you up. You know, when we were younger, we could probably get away with it, but not now. Not now. And I was like, man, I didn't even think about that. I'm like, fuck. That has to be why, because I've been suffering, not only just trying to get through all of my leftovers, but I've been suffering after eating my leftovers. So, I was just like, well, there you go. I reached enlightenment through somebody, through a friend. So I'm going to keep the skin on. And I don't have any meat or anything, so it's just going to be potatoes, carrots, I think tomatoes. We might need a reference and like look at the print. I want to make sure there's no seeds hanging out. I don't know what this rough stuff is. And then before I started this stream, I like made kind of like protein bars. So they're setting up in the fridge. So we'll like check on those later just to see what they look like. They have flaxseed and they also have chia seeds. And those are both things I need to use up because I bought big bags of them and I just haven't really been utilizing them, you know? I'm the type of person that like buys something and doesn't use it immediately. So, you know, out of kind of like, is it still good yet? I decided maybe we should start hurrying up and using them. You know, and I don't know. I made something else with like coconut bits on it. I don't remember what the fuck it was, but like maybe we'll make more of that thing. What did I make that coconut bits on? It wasn't the Palestinian tea cookies. They didn't have any coconut. Something had coconut on top. I don't really make a whole lot of sweets anymore either, so I'm just like, why can't I remember what the fuck we're, you know? Alright, so I've been warming up that pan. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of oil in there. We reuse our oil. If that makes you uncomfortable, don't do it. So I'm gonna... Oh, wait, we cannot zoom when I'm doing this. Bitch. Okay. So I'm going to put some oil in here. Because I like to heat the pan first and then put the oil. And again, if you don't feel comfortable reusing oil, don't do it. It's fine. You do you, right? So, from the recipe I remember staring at, it was, yeah, she used ginger paste. We're not doing that. She said garlic paste. We're not doing that. She said 4.5 ounces of carrots. We're definitely doing more than that. She said a pound of onion. I don't know about that. She said 5 ounces of apples. It's a lot. I have a lot more apples than that. It's probably because she has like a lot of protein going on. Like she made the whole box of roux in her recipe, and I was like, okay, girl, that's a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some chicken stock off to the side. This water should still be pretty warm. Hell yeah, you look pretty steamy still. Please don't shatter, because that's gonna make me worried, okay? And this is 1 scoop per cup of water, so this is 3 scoops. Okay. So I have my chicken stock off to the side. She said water. I'm going to use chicken stock because I don't have any animal protein. Let me get a spoon to stir this. I'm like, I wonder if I should just use the tomato sauce I have, but then it has like extra stuff in the sauce. The thing is, the carrots are already cooked, so, but I know the onions are gonna take a while, so I think we might as well just start with the onions maybe, because they're also saying don't overcook the apples. So I'm gonna I need to kind of use up onions, so we could afford to put more onions in here. Like, that's not gonna be like a huge issue for me. Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna have to start mise-en-placing. Oh no! I mean, I just cleaned the floor, but still. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna put our apples off to the side. I'm keeping the skin on. If that's a bad decision, I'm gonna live with it. That's fine. I'm getting another onion because I feel like that should be okay, given that we don't have any animal protein in this situation whatsoever. And I'm gonna peep at you because I haven't been looking at you. I don't think anyone said anything though. Yeah, no one said anything. Everyone's fine. You guys keep lurking and vibing, you know. Live your best lurk life. So I'm just dealing with a onion off to the side. Ew. Okay. Like pound of onion. I don't usually weigh onions when I'm cooking, so I'll just use another whole one because we really need to get through these onions. That's why I made that French onion soup the other day, because we bought 5 pounds of onions because it was affordable. So you know, I was thinking about making like a pasta today, but I was like, you know, maybe hopefully curry will be okay, because I'm gonna tamp the spices, right? Because I'm not using the roux. We're just using the the actual, are you guys gonna split up? Hopefully, yeah. Just trying to split up the onions so they're not completely just stuck to each other. So we cut up the onions, we've cut up the apples. Our potatoes and carrots are in cans. I was gonna use like the potatoes we have, but maybe I'll just make mashed potatoes or something. These potatoes don't really taste good as mashed potatoes. So I feel like I need to really like cook them out in something, so that's why I think this will be good. I'll only use one can. I do have another one. If this works out, then we'll do this again with the other can. It's just really hard to utilize these canned potatoes. Like, they're like not super duper. It's hard to make them tasty, but they need to get eaten. You know, I don't want to like give them away just because like I couldn't find a way to make them tasty. Like, that seems kind of assholey. So, you know, yeah, nah, we're gonna use this whole thing of garlic. That's fine. Oh, stop dropping. Oh, I need the cleaver. Yeah, I found a recipe from, like, I guess somebody who runs a maid cafe. So maybe that's why this is such a big batch. Ginger. Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna rinse out this ginger because it's starting to smell like ginseng. And I don't know if that's a good thing. I feel like it's probably not, so. So I'm just like getting some relatively, well, I mean, the water's been sipping, so. Oh, I guess it wasn't hot anymore. Whoops, really? Oh shit, well, you feel hot over there. Okay, and I'm just kind of rinsing it out in this water because, like, it's been in the fridge for a while and I haven't been using it. And it also smells like ginseng instead of ginger, which I like the smell of ginseng, but I don't want my, it makes me worry a little bit when the ginger smells like ginseng. And I'm just eyeballing it because this shit needs to get used, so we're gonna use it. And I'm wondering if I should use the tomato sauce just because then I wouldn't have to. I won't have to fuck with cutting tomatoes. You know? But there is like other stuff in here. Whatever, fuck it. Alright, I'm gonna throw these onions in there, and it might sound scary. I'm gonna raise this up. So today is like a fridge clear out cook along, because things need to get moved out of the fridge. So it won't be like completely accurate. For example, the tomato sauce. I kind of just want to use the tomato sauce to get this tomato sauce moving. I do have tomatoes. I mean, I could. I don't know. I'm just kind of. I'm debating. I wonder if I should just. Okay, whatever. I'll use the tomatoes. Okay, this tomato looks interesting. Cut you up. Cut those two up. Let me wash these tomatoes real quick. So I'm not doing the vinegar water thing today. I'm just kind of running them underwater. Okay. Let me mise en place this. Okay. Still need to open these cans. Let me lower this. I'm gonna get that cleaver. Start moving some stuff around so not everything just goes flying. I bought this water for tea originally, but... Okay. Yeah, it won't zoom when we're using the Twitch app, so apologies in advance. Okay, so... I'm trying to do this in a way where oh, some of that went flying. Oh yeah, I need a mise en place. This. So it said garlic paste. I'm not doing that. Realistically, we're not gonna like put this through a grater or whatever. I'm not gonna grate whatever garlic or what is it? Whatever ginger I already have like in the fridge. So just to like let you know. So if my curry's a little chunky, that's fine. I'm okay with my curry being a little chunky. So it's like hard when like you're right here. So yeah, I'm just trying to do this where you can see stuff and I'm like not in your way. So hot. So this is like me trying to do the Martin Yan thing, but I'm not like the best at it, so. I don't know. I mean, that looks pretty good. That looks like a nice, healthy amount of garlic. A little on the low side, but still pretty good. All right. Heat neutral oil, blah, blah, blah. But the carrot's already done. Apple and onion. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and open the cans. We're not gonna start with them because they're cooked. Like, they're already soft. So I don't wanna like put them in now because they're already soft and the other ones definitely need to be softened up. So I'm gonna dump this water in the gray water bucket I have in the garage. Okay, that's open. Then we're gonna open these can of potatoes. So I got these carrots and potatoes from my mom's senior food distribution. She likes to keep the carrots, but then she doesn't really use them for anything. So then I'm like, we should probably use this for something before you get another distribution or whatever, which we're getting a distribution tomorrow. So. I'm kind of like, we need some of this stuff to move. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing scary stuff. Alright? I think that's all the things we need to, because I'm not gonna add sugar and I'm not gonna add salt. And I don't have meat. I'm not gonna use tofu for this because I like silken tofu, and that's just we're not doing that. So let me see. I'm guessing if you used like maybe a more firm tofu, that'd be cool. But yeah, we don't do that. All right. So I cannot zoom you in. So maybe if I do you like this. Yeah, there's no, that's unfortunate. Okay, please don't hurt me. I'm gonna start with the onions first, and then we'll put the, sorry for shaky cam. Then we'll put, oh my god, hi. Spoon? Okay. Thanks. We'll let that cook down a bit. There we go. I had to like refresh the app. Okay, that's not bad. It does look like a little on the smallish side, but you know, that's fine. Oh yeah, let me get the roux powder. feel we would do the powder first to tamp it, but I am kind of like going off of a different type of recipe that's using the cubes. So I'll go ahead and put some of the spice in the middle. That's probably too much. I don't care. Yeah. Raise up the spice, or raise up the heat just a little. So most people use those cubes that you'll get at the store. You know what I mean? I like the cubes too. But I did buy the powder just to, you know, be more, I guess, cost effective overall in the future. But what I do remember of all the recipes is that you have to like tamp the spice. Gotta cook it out a little bit. So let me see. Japanese curry from scratch. Recipe. Oh, stir? Oh, okay. I thought we were tamping. And there's definitely turmeric in here. That's why everything's kind of turning a little yellow right now. It is turmeric, coriander, fenugreek, cumin, orange peel, pepper, chili powder, cinnamon, fennel, ginger, star anise, thyme, bay leaves, clove, nutmeg, sage, and cardamom. Now I have some of these spices on hand, so I could make it, but realistically, like grinding up fennel, I did that before, and it took fucking forever, and my arm started hurting. And we also have some black cardamom. I cannot even imagine trying to grind that bitch up. So, oh, and coriander seeds. Like, I've tried using a pepper grinder, but not a pepper grinder. I've tried using a coffee grinder to grind up spices before. It was not successful. So I'm definitely not advocating, like, it was not a great idea. In my brain, it seemed like a fantastic idea. But in practice, it was terrible. So, like, don't do that. Don't do that, chat. You know. But yeah, so this will be, like, kind of slightly adjusted because I'm using the powder instead of the cubes. And I'm like looking at different recipes, and I didn't want to make like a roux with flour and shit. So there's kind of like also that. Yeah, because this one's saying tomato paste, and I'm like, girl, I don't know about that. So after this, I'm going to put in the apple. And then Because, okay, there we go. Let me see what you say, Lay. Oh, you're using the cubes too, though. Oh, you're using ketchup. I mean, ketchup is kind of like a... Chuno. Oh, peeled? Well, I didn't do that, no. Oh, I wonder if this is the one he followed, because there's peas in this one. Those are the apples. I did not peel them because I'm not gonna, so. Everything's very fragrant. I love it. It's great. And we're doing these first because the carrots and the potatoes are already cooked. Like, they're canned. So I don't want to put them in first and then they're like super mushy. They're probably going to disintegrate anyway, but you know. Okay, so this one's talking about the roux in a separate whatever. Okay. Let me see. Where's my tiny pot? I just don't want to wash a bunch of stuff, but damn, you know. Okay, let me check chat, see if anyone said anything. Okay. No one said anything. Tomato paste. Unsweetened cocoa powder. This dude's interesting. Unsweetened cocoa powder. Unsweetened cocoa powder. Do we even... Wait, yeah we do. Oh, this is going to be so interesting. Where's the... Right, you're not sweetened, right? Cacao paste and some... Yeah, bitch, this is fine. Bitch, we're going to use Ibarra. We're gonna use Ibarra for this, like, cocoa powder situation. That sounds intriguing. I don't got no chuno paste. We could use banana ketchup. I mean, we do have potato. We do have tomato paste, or we had tomato sauce. I just don't know if I should be doing that. Because, like, it's got other stuff in there, too. But you know what? Banana ketchup would probably be better because it's sweet. Oh yeah? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put the ginger and the garlic in here. Everything smells fantastic. We're not doing salt. We could do a bay leaf though. That's fine. We like bay leaf, so that's fine. Oh my god, bay leaf bitch, where are you? Oh, okay. So many dishes already. I don't have any rice, by the way, and that's fine. We're gonna just eat this as is. It is a little weird to not eat it with rice, but we're gonna be fine. So curry is one of those things that would, best practice would be with rice, and it is weird to not eat it with rice. But I really don't. Like, I'm okay. It's okay. We're gonna be fine. So we'll probably check on the bars that we made pretty soon. I want these onions to like kind of wilt a little bit. Some of them are caramelizing, sort of, but and I understand I should have probably grated the apple, but I wasn't realistically gonna do that. Especially since we don't have any meat, like the texture could kind of like sub in for meat. I feel like even though we're waiting to put in the tomatoes and carrots, they're probably going to disintegrate. There's a better likelihood of them disintegrating into everything. Oh, it wants us to cover. Okay. I'm okay with covering you. Alright. When are the tomatoes? Probably later. Alright. Let's check the bar. I think it's been... How long have we been on? 45 minutes? Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. So we made this about an hour-ish ago. And so this is a chia seed, flaxseed, chocolate covered protein bar situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut one of these. Well, I'll cut it up. And And then we'll kind of see how it is. You see. So this would be half. Okay, maybe I should put this on a flat surface, sorry. I don't like this machete facing me. Okay. So this is just something we made earlier. My stomach's been kind of not agreeing with me, and we finally came to the conclusion as to why. I was the problem. But that's fine. So we're just making some stuff that hopefully, you know, my stomach will enjoy, and that will also be good sources of, you know, protein and fiber and blah 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 blah. So okay, not perfect, but relatively decent math skills we're doing here today. Yeah, okay, we'll do. Yo, okay, cute. Let me just pop one out. It's a no bake thing, but I feel like maybe it needs to set up more. I don't know, I kind of just felt like it would dry out a little bit. Tastes good, very coconutty. So I don't know how my mom's gonna feel about that. She doesn't really like coconut milk, so I don't know how she feels about like excessive like coconut flavor. But I'm just gonna take a little peek, see how we're doing in here. So it looks like we wilted a little bit, so that's nice. There is some color happening on the onions, like around the edges and stuff. We'll just give that a little bit more coverage. But the recipes are saying like caramelization. So I added the curry powder a little early, that's fine. Okay, let me look at the other recipe I was looking at. Because I don't think she graded hers. she didn't say anything about grading it. I think I'm gonna add these tomatoes now. Again, we're gonna hold off on the potatoes and carrots because they're canned and cooked. We're like blending both recipes. Teaspoon unsweetened cocoa. This is a tablespoon. Half a teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. Bless. Bay leaf. Tomato paste. I think I'm just gonna put a smush, like a little smidgen of banana ketchup, because my tomato sauce has like other stuff in it. So Filipinos have this thing called banana sauce, but just, you know, banana ketchup. Okay, sorry. Alright, now I'm gonna, now that all of that is kind of in there together, I'm gonna add the chicken stock. And then we have to bring it to a boil. Sorry, my nose. Bring to boil over high heat. Okay. Sure. And then reduce to simmer. Okay. Cool. We're at a point where we can do some dishes. And I can maybe chat with you, chat. So everybody, thanks for hanging out. We're just cooking because like I kind of need to move some stuff out of the fridge or the cabinet. This is the pan we used the other day, and I was like not able to get the fond off. Kind of still looks like we are still having the same problem. And I don't want to scrub, but I think we have to scrub a little bit, so. Only because it's like, you know, like a special pan, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I was really sad that the fond wouldn't come off and like get into the fucking food, so. But I hope everyone's been doing well. This is the third stream in 24 hours. So my head was just really hurting yesterday. Or this morning, technically, because I literally started my stream at midnight. So, we don't plan to go into tomorrow with today's stream. But yeah, I didn't want to turn my computer on. I just didn't want to waste more resources. Because, you know, it's like having a bunch of things on at the same time. Sometimes I don't want to do that, you know. And eventually we're going to have to return to this kind of stream because I'm not going to buy a new computer anytime soon. And like the whole Windows 11 thing kind of stresses me out. And everyone's telling me like, oh, you can like extend the whatever, but I'm like, if that involves money, we're probably not going to do that. So, if my computer just ends up riddled with like viruses and stuff because I couldn't upgrade to like Windows 11, then like we're probably going to have a lot more streams like this in the future. Which is too bad because I like StreamerBot, you know, but the main point is that I'm streaming in some capacity, right? So ideally it would be through OBS and StreamerBot, but if I just have to do it through my phone, like, that is still a viable option. Like, a lot of people just stream off their phone, so. Are you boiling? Oh my god, you might be boiling. Look at you. The only thing I would miss is like the belch counter, because like I don't know how to have a persistent counter through the cloud bots, you know. So just want to make sure it's actually boiling and not just being like, okay, you are. All right, so we'll turn you down to simmer. Cover, simmer 15. Okay. One tablespoon unsalted butter. Oh, that doesn't sound good. You okay? You okay there, stove? Table? We'll do 1 tablespoon. Okay, let me get some flour. Girl, why are you hissing like that? Why are you hissing like that? Okay, we got 11 and a half-ish minutes on that before we check, and we're going to start adding the potatoes and carrots, and probably immediately after that add the roux. We need to get it to brown though. for the main reason that the carrots and the potatoes are already cooked. Because they're canned. Like they're already done. So like, you know, I don't need to cook them down. That's why I was trying to cook down everything else. Because they were, you know, more or less fresh, right? Ginger isn't the freshest. It just needs to move out of the fridge. So that was in the fridge for a little bit now. So we need to make sure it moves. Alright, so the butter's all melted, so now we just need it to mix with this flour and get kind of brownish. We're definitely very golden colored right now, like a yellow golden, not like a tan golden, so we need tan golden to happen. Go ahead. I mean, you're like at the lowest, but you're starting to bubble. I'm just trying to make sure that there's no excess moisture. There we go. In the carrots and the potato situation. Oh! Okay. Those landed in dirty dishwater, so like, salute 007, like that's not gonna... Oh, fluffy, but not brown. No one said anything, right? We're good? No staring at the recipe, so... Okay. It's very fluffy. I really don't know if it's supposed to be fluffy. It's been a while since I've made it from scratch, because I usually do use the cubes, so. Six and a half minutes. Okay, so we've decreased in volume. Like the fluffiness, we've decreased in the fluffiness. We're not really turning brown though. Also not looking forward to the dishes situation, just saying. We'll do it because that's what responsible people do. And I have to look like, I feel like an obligation to show you responsible habits, like washing your dishes. So such a cute spatula, but I could have sworn I got you in light pink and not this color. So oh, it's so hot. Oh my god. Okay. Do I have any cold drink besides my tea? I'll probably fucking spill. Oh wait, I have tea on the table. I have a bagged jasmine tea I've been drinking, and for whatever reason it doesn't get super bitter if it hangs out for a while. Very confusing. So I'm not mad at it. I appreciate it. I'm just confused that it's like not. Can you chill? You sound very aggressive right now. I'm just surprised, like, if I let it steep for a few hours, like it doesn't get bitter. And I'm like, you're intrigued. Okay, I don't know if this is considered tan, but it looks like it has changed color a little bit. I mean, you definitely smell delicious, but butter smells delicious, so it's really hard to go off of that. Oh my god. But yeah, it's very hot in the kitchen. I don't recommend it. 1 minute 45. Okay. Please don't hurt me. Oh my god. Ugh! Both of these sound aggressive in their own ways. I didn't feel like going outside to buy meat. And I didn't want to look around if we have like canned chicken, because that's definitely something we get from the food distribution, is like canned shredded chicken. It's okay. It's not like super duper fantastic. So, Mom likes to use it for like chicken salad. So, I don't know in a cooked application how that would translate either for taste or mouthfeel. It does kind of feel like the mouthfeel is very similar to like tuna, like canned tuna. So okay, so this definitely looks like it's toffee colored. I don't know if this is really the brown we're looking for, but it's toffee colored. So that is a variation of brown. All right. Ow! That hurt my fingers. Let me look at the second recipe. Meow, meow, meow. Okay, we're gonna add all the things in the cans and hopefully not hurt ourselves. Can. So that's canned potatoes. That is definitely a thing. I know, shocking. Hey, get the fuck off. Okay. And we'll give a little stir. And since these are definitely already cooked, I mean, the potatoes have to be tender. Bitch. Yeah. Okay. Stirring the roux and finish the curry by stirring in. Okay. I was like, stir the roux and then what? It smells like a cookie. Yee! Stirring in the roux. Turning this shit off. Stirring in the roux. Stirring in the roux, bringing to a boil to thicken. Okay. Cool. You can bring that back up. Okay. Yeah, I don't have peas. And I don't think I'd put peas in there because I'm not a pea person. Maybe he did that because his kids needed to eat some green stuff. Alright. Oh. Okay. Let's put these garlic away. So I'm gonna let it bring back to a boil. Oh God, sorry. Uncovered. And we're gonna wash some dishes because it's the responsible thing to do, and we should. And we're losing some realty space, so. bring you closer so I can see you better. But yeah, thanks everybody. I appreciate all the lurks. Hope this is a nice, cozy experience for you. Happy day off from capitalism, hopefully, because I don't know. Some of y'all might have been working, right? So. Woo! So hopefully this is a solid decision for my body. We still need to eat the, obviously, the rest of my pho leftovers, but I'll see what I can scrape off since my body is not handling it very well. It's like cold or something. There we go. Which is weird because it's hot outside. But yeah. I'm probably going to change up some of our automated messages. If you caught the stream earlier today, I shared a lot of links for a lot of different people that if you don't want to give me money, which is fine, there are other people you can give your money to. Other people you can give your money, your time to. Are you boiling, please? Yeah, I will eventually make. I want to make multi-grain rice since my stomach's been like, but I like didn't soak a lot of stuff, and so I'm gonna have to, you know, like actually spend some time soaking things. I do have like instant rice that we could try, I guess. And honestly, I pretty much got instant rice, like the pre-made rice that you just nuke, for this specific reason of like, if there's a day that I'm not feeling very good, or if I've made really poor decisions while eating, then I wanted to get some like pre-made ones for that instance. And yeah, today is the day apparently. So let me see, are you boiling yet? You're simmering, you're not boiling. That's fine. Because I was like, why? Because, you know, like, there's just so many, like, convenience foods out there. So I'm just like, oh my god. And I make my rice typically on the stove now instead of the cooker. So, like, I take the long way around. And what is it? Just, yeah, I was like, do I want to eat baby food today? Because I was like, kind of thinking about it. I was like, I did get a lot of baby food recently because I plan on also getting my shots somewhere. I don't know where. Before vaccinations become not a thing anymore, you know? So I feel like that window's quickly closing. I need to figure it out. Because it's not like I can travel just to get, like, vaccinations. Texas already has quite the anti-vax culture. I'm sure Floridians feel similarly. You know. So it's kind of like really trying not to get super fucked up, you know. Like fair if you're like afraid or like you got some motherfucker. You got some like skepticism. My God, I'm getting so pissed off. But like not vaccinating at all? Gross. Weird. Being against like science like that? Fucking weird. Sorry. Oh God, sorry. Did not mean to like shake you up like that. Oh my God, bitch. Okay, now you're boiling. Okay. You seem a bit thicker. Okay, cool. Should I just like let you boil out a little bit more? Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So a few more things to wash, and then we will enjoy some curry. Let me just see how long it wants me to boil shit out. Oh, it doesn't say. Okay, let me look at the other one. Oh, okay. Let's just go ahead and turn it off. Okay. So move this back over here so it's not in the way. And we'll dry all of the measuring cups so we can wash more measuring cups. Oh, I don't think I washed you properly. So I'm using a recipe from someone who either runs or works at a maid cafe. And then the other recipe we were looking at is norecipes.com by a guy named, it was up here, Matsumoto Mark with a C. So we're probably gonna bookmark this one. Yeah, so in the lady's recipe, the apple was not grated, but in his recipe it was. He also added cocoa and a bay leaf, and I was like, sure, that sounds cool. So we did that, so very interested in how it's gonna taste. You know, to see if, you know, if the cocoa is going to make a huge significant difference, or if it's subtle, or, you know, so. Mom's coffee thing. That goes over here. All these plastic utensils will go over here. Ugh, bitch. Okay. Can y'all just keep shit together? Keep spoons together, keep forks together. Like, what the fuck are we doing here right now? Keep them together. Why do I keep mixing all this shit up? This has a sheath. Dry. This is my tea infuser, or one of my tea infusers. I have a few. So, especially with these metal ones, you have to be careful because some of them have pretty sharp edges where the mesh meets the rest of the metal. So, try not to do it too tightly. Like, don't try to hold it too tightly because you'll probably slice your finger in a very uncomfortable way. So, just stay. Okay. So we'll dry this up so we can wash more dishes and then dry more dishes. Oh my god. So Here's the cleaver, machete, whatever. I'm gonna make sure you're nice and dry so we can put you in the drawer. There. And then how many more things? We need that. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna wash this. Was there? Yeah, I'll wash you. What else? And the measuring cups. Okay. We'll start with this measuring cup because I fucked up, apparently. This must have been the one I used for peanut butter. So that bar I showed you earlier, we melted chocolate on top. They wanted us to melt the chocolate with like coconut oil, and I was like, is that really necessary? But okay, whatever. I'm just gonna follow the recipe. But the rest of it was, I used honey. It could either be honey or maple syrup. So honey, peanut butter. They said a runny peanut butter, but I didn't fucking have that. I had peanut butter that was not runny. Quick oats, chia seeds, flaxseed, or flax meal. What else? I think that's it off the top of my head. Oh, like desiccated coconut. So overall, lots of coconut because there's coconut oil and coconut like the desiccated coconut, the coconut shreds. Those were the two powdery things. Yeah. Okay. And so I was a little concerned with the oats because, like, again, it's like a no bake. So I was like, is that okay? So my asshole will find out tomorrow if that was okay or not. So my asshole will tell me if that was okay or not. You know what I mean? We're gonna find out. So hopefully these are moderately better decisions I'm making. But I don't know, it's really interesting because, like, you know, before I got COVID, that one time that I know of, which I could have maybe gotten multiple infections and just not known because, like, maybe I was asymptomatic and didn't realize it, you know. But, like, the one time I did know, I, like, had to severely change how I eat. And, like, I remember, stop that. I remember my tummy used to growl a lot more. My tummy's, like, talking again. Like, I've noticed it, like, in voice chats, like, people can hear it. And I was like, huh. So I got to thinking about, I was like, I haven't really yelled at my stomach in a really long time. You know, like, shut the fuck up, I just fed you. Because that's what I usually do to my stomach. I'm like, shut the fuck up, I just fed you, because I did. So, so now I'm like, well, is that a sign that, like, my stomach's returned to normal? Because that was my normal. Is that my stomach would always talk back to me. So I'm not really sure how to interpret that. But also, my asshole has been suffering because I made poor decisions. So I'm just like, is my stomach talking to me because of the poor decisions I've made? Like, the past 2 days, I've kind of woke up, not really like a sour stomach, but like something similar. You know, like, my stomach wasn't feeling great. And I'm just like, well, I don't really know what this is about, you know? So, like, maybe I need to cook more vegetables again, because, like, I started eating, like, raw cucumber again. And I'm like, is this because of the raw cucumber I've been snacking on? Or I hope not. Because that's fucked up. But, at the same time, like, it could be. So, I don't know. And I'm definitely going to have to look at this VOD later if I want to, like, figure out how I did this. Because I followed 2 recipes. So, oh, sorry. Okay. Cool. Look at us being fucking responsible. Oh my god, I forgot the scissors. And then we'll fish out these carrots and put them in the compost pile. Because if they landed in dishwater, we're not going to try to eat those. So... Okay. I think it's time for us to try some curry. Now, I just had a thought. You know, when I have leftover adobo, sometimes I eat it with oatmeal. So I'm kind of thinking like that's the play right now. Is that we eat this with oatmeal. But I don't know if that's gonna destroy the stream. Like, maybe it won't? We're gonna find out. So, how much is... Is this half a cup? Is that what this scoop is? What's this scoop about? Okay, whatever. Okay, fan. We need to not face him right now. Okay. Thank you. Okay. We're gonna find out if me using the microwave while using the Twitch app to stream is gonna kill the stream or not. I know when I'm using OBS and everything, it does. We'll see if it does this time. Okay, so I'm gonna make some oatmeal. This I usually do in the microwave, so we don't usually do this on the stove in any capacity. Okay, so we're all nice and wet. Ha! Maybe I need a little bit more water. Okay. Let's see if the stream is still here. Are we still here? Are we still here? Oh my god, we're still here. Okay, bitch. That's nice to know. Alright. Let's close up this compost pile. And we need to eventually like rinse these out too. There's nothing in them, but you know. I'm not going to move you into the living room until that's done, though, because I don't want to risk it, you know. But here is our curry. as it looks right now, she's cute. I can't zoom in. So so we're eating this with oatmeal. So obviously not very traditional, but it is a grain. So we just did it for a minute real quick. Okay. And we're gonna eat like civilized folks at a table. I was gonna eat on the floor, but like, I don't want to be in the other room right now. The reason why I say civilized is because usually I just eat inside the kitchen. So, this way, we're just, you know, oh my god, my hair, stop. God, fucking. I'm trying not to, like, undo a power cable or anything. And I'm also trying not to cast shadows. Okay. Yay! Okay. Let me put this guy back. Probably turn them off. Alright, I'm gonna cover up the curry again. And we're going to eat in the dining room. Do we have any more water in here? Sort of, kind of. I guess we're gonna do a weird combo today. We'll do, oh no, I have my tea. Nah, okay. We'll drink this with a protein drink, oh my god. Turn off this power strip, and then I'm gonna move everyone with the cables to the dining room first. Yo, what up? Eat whatever you wish, best to feel comfortable when eating. I mean, yeah. Ooh, happy Labor Day. I'm gonna assume you have the day off if you're here. All right, I can't zoom you guys in, so I have to figure out how we're gonna do this. Without me being completely annoyed. So mind you guys being here. Yeah, I don't mind you being here. Well, I did have to work, but I got off time ago. Happy Labor Day to you as well. I mean, I'm more or less unemployed, so. But thank you. So, I definitely do not participate in capitalism in any kind of traditional sense. So, you know. Sorry. Ugh. Oh my god. Yeah, sorry. There's lots of things. There's lots of things over here. Alright, so this is our curry. I cannot zoom when it's the Twitch app. And I don't have any, I don't usually like lowering the legs of the tripod, but I guess we'll do that today. Is there anywhere where I can get you to be even? It's like this tripod is never even anymore. Like, it's not, like, not level anymore. Okay, that's probably a better angle. Now that I lowered you. Alright. Okay. So usually when I eat leftover adobo and I don't have rice, I'll eat it with oatmeal, you know, kind of like a savory breakfast situation. So just an idea for anyone who's had leftovers, you know. Because making oatmeal takes way less time than making rice, right? It's still a grain. So, like, it's not like a one-to-one kind of substitution, considering, like, texture and stuff. But it's, I feel like it's, like, similar enough where you know, you get a similar kind of texture, benefit, whatever the fuck. So, just something to consider if you have like savory leftovers that are typically eaten with rice. Maybe try it with oatmeal, you know, especially if you have like quick oats lying around in your house anyway. Like, we always have oatmeal in our house. I don't know if that's like an everybody thing, but like that's like a us thing. Okay, we're still good. Am I supposed to shake you, right? I forget. Am I supposed to shake you? Shake gently. Okay, I don't know what gently means. Like this? So this is supposedly lactose free. Right? You're lactose free. Right, bitch? Right. Bitch, motherfucker. Are you fucking lactose free? Okay. because that is very important. I've been fucking up my shit this past week. I need to not just add to my misery of my asshole. So oh, and this is some granola we made earlier, I think sometime last week with what did we make this day? Oh, this was the day we made pho, adobo, spaghetti sauce, and this. That was like a 14-hour stream. Was that 14? Maybe that was like a 8 or something. But it was like at least 7 because of the pho. So, oh no, that was the 14, guys. It got split into 2 streams on YouTube. It got split into 2 videos. So the first video was like preparing the pho, preparing the tendon and everything, the broth, making the spaghetti, making the adobo, and making the granola. And then the last video was just the pho. Ooh, that was a chunk of ginger, nice. Cool, I didn't have to open up the emergency rice. But yeah, I'm liking how this turned out. I don't think I can especially taste the cocoa part, but maybe that's by design, like it's supposed to like blend in everything. That was a piece of apple just now. I didn't cut around like that hard part around the seeds. I didn't cut around that too well. But yeah, I'm so glad how it turned out. And it didn't take forever. Hold on. Bitch, we did this in 2 hours. Let's go. Part of that is because the carrots and the potatoes were already cooked. So, you know what I mean? So that's nice. Wow, 2 hours. Wow, this is like one of my shortest streams ever in the kitchen. My cooking streams are typically 4 hours on the short end, so like this is a super short. I figured it out, but that's because we had canned food, right? And so the whole reason we're doing curry like this today is I have the powder. I had an apple. Originally, I was gonna do this with like fresh like produce, potatoes or whatever, but I forgot we had cans. So like we have canned carrots, we have canned tomatoes, canned carrots, canned potatoes, and we had 2 tomatoes that were kind of like looking like kind of withery. So, you know what I mean? So I figured this would be a good way to utilize it because it needs to get done, you know? I don't feel like the skin, like the peel of the tomato, oh my god, apple was a big deal because like it's not bothering my experience, but where I did not cut around like the seeds, that hard part, you know, that was me. That's bothersome a little bit. What up, Becca? Laying down on the couch, that looks yummy. Oh, thanks. So I made some Japanese style curry with the powder and not the cubes. But also these are like canned potatoes and canned carrots that kind of just needed to get moved out of the cabinet. So I'm glad it turned out pretty good. We used like 2 different recipes. So like we put cocoa powder in this because like one guy, his recipe had that. He also said frozen peas and we don't have that, and I'm not a big fan of peas. So I've always used the cubes. I'd like to try the powder. Yeah, apparently you don't like need to use a bunch of the powder, but I probably use too much. That's fine. So I like having the powder because it's just like 1 can, right? And then you can just like use it a bunch of times. So like form factor inside of your cabinet or your kitchen, like it takes up a little less space when you know, depending on how you see it. So but yeah. Chocolate milk is probably not the best pairing for this. Or chocolate fucking protein milkshake bullshit. But, you know, that's what we're doing. So, like, chalky milk good, though? That's true. Chalky milk is delicious. It's just probably not the best pairing for this situation. My stomach's been, like, really weird. Or my asshole's been, like, fucked up because I made, like, bad decisions recently. But we came to the conclusion that it's probably because I did not skim the fat and oil off of the pho I made last week. So that's probably why my body is suffering a little bit, because, like, I can't handle it. So I think we will try to remove stuff the next time I, like, look at those containers for the pho. Because, like, some of it is, like, solidified. When I first, like, ate my pho, I wasn't skimming because I don't care about a clear broth, right? But I should have been thinking, like, hey, your body probably can't handle all this fat and oil. I wasn't thinking about that part, so. Better out than in, but at least you know for next time to skim it, yeah. Next time we're skimming. Next time we're gonna skim it. Or, like, we'll just not eat it immediately. Because I started eating it, and then I put it in a container, and then all the fat and oil got congealed in the noodles. So then I couldn't really take it out, so then I just watered it down the next time I, like, remade the soup. So I've made that mistake too. I was very too yeah, but this turned out pretty good. Shit happens literally, Lamau. Oh, that's Jeff. I thought it was a Namazu, sorry. I was like, is that a new emote from Quan? That's Jeff. I'm not good at stuff like Marvel Rivals, but I like Jeff because he's cute. That is Jeff Wall, agreed. Yeah, he's cute. I like Jeff. A very adorable shark. You know, I opened a beer the other day to drink, and then I didn't get around to it because I was eating leftovers. And I cut up a peach, and then I didn't get around to it, and then I realized today that it was still out from that other day, and I was like, oh.
the container was closed, and when I opened it, it didn't smell bad. It just like looked bad because of oxidation. And I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna put you in the fridge and like we will return to this idea later. Maybe I just need to steam you or something. I'm having a rum and coke. Ooh, what kind of rum? This is an apple, not a potato. Captain Spice? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So a lot of times when... I remember I heard this from like a Japanese guy that was like a friend of mine. I haven't heard from him in a while because like he's like married or whatever. But he was like, did you add apple to your curry? And I was like, what? Was I supposed to? I was like, did I misread something? He was like, usually we like add an apple in there or whatever. And I was like, oh. So that was like the first time I was like, okay, apple. Because like on the boxes, like depending on which one you get, like the Vermont apple or there's like one with honey or whatever, you know, it kind of like gives you a little clue that like maybe you want to do that or whatever.
Once it gets cold again, I want to make applesauce for pork. Ooh.
One recipe said to grate it. Another recipe was like just cut it up. The one that said grate it said to peel it. And the one that said to cut it didn't say anything about the peel. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna peel it and I'm not gonna grate this. Like, I don't want to grate anything for this. The recipe that just said to cut it and not grate it said to grate garlic and ginger, and I was like, bitch, I don't want to do that. I don't want to grate fucking anything because I don't want to clean a grater. I don't want to clean a grater, a zester, a fucking whatever plane the fuck it's called. Like, I don't want to do any of that shit. I don't want to clean any of that. So we didn't. Plus, all of the ginger I already had was like pre-cut. So I'm like not gonna try to suffer to microplane to like grate or zest like pre-cut fucking ginger from 2 weeks ago that I just need to fucking get rid of because it's been 2 weeks in the fridge. And it's looking kind of sus because it's not golden anymore.
I feel like it'd be annoying to grate an apple. Like, it's annoying to grate an onion for meatloaf or meatballs.
Oh my god. Plus, it snipes your eyes when you're grating an onion. So, shut the fuck up, stomach. I heard you just now. Fucking acting like I'm not feeding you, like, right this moment. We got, like, a new grater thing where it has the grater and then it has the container underneath so it like immediately catches it. But I'm not fucking doing that right now. For fucking tiny things like garlic and ginger. Like I like literally don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. So,
tummy noises, need a fart maybe?
my stomach's been like chatty recently. And, like, it hasn't been chatty for, like, a couple years now that I think about it. Like, it's been pretty chill since, like, I had to change my diet because that one time I definitely got COVID. Because I probably got COVID a couple other times because it can be asymptomatic and you don't really know unless you're testing for it, right? So, the one time I definitely, for real, seriously got COVID, they told me I had an ulcer. So I had to like change all of my eating habits. I used to really like eating, and I still do, I just don't. I really used to like eating raw vegetables. Like one of my favorite snacks was like hummus with bok choy, raw bok choy. I would use the bok choy to dip into the hummus, so you still get a crunch, but it's healthier. I have eating habits that most of my friends disagree with. And so, you know, I couldn't do that. I had to lay off my kimchi. because the spice, right? Because kimchi is good for like gut health, blah blah blah, but maybe not when you have an ulcer, you know. So, so I had to like figure stuff out. I did a lot of reading about like IBS, which is not what I had, but like IBS and ulcers, I feel like similar problems. Like maybe I should learn something there. And there's like so many ladies with IBS, right? So there was more information and blog posts and like just shit floating around in the internet. And so like that's when I learned like raw vegetables are usually hard for most people to digest, and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? These bitches always tell us to eat salad. And fucking like bread would be okay in this situation, and I'm like, I don't really do just shitty store bread. You know, my carbs of choice are noodles and potatoes, you know. Those first, then rice, then bread. And so I was like, should I be eating more bread? Because my mom's not supposed to be eating like a lot of processed foods, but she still does. Like the bread situation she shouldn't be doing. But she does it. You know, she picks and chooses. So so for me, I was like, I don't want to do what my mom's doing. I don't want to eat bread, you know? So, because they consume so much shitty fucking sliced bread. Like, it's not even good. Like, it's not even fancy bread. It's just, like, bullshit ass fucking sliced bread. So, noodles and potatoes are good choices. Raw veggies make the best farts. I love homemade hummus. The last time I tried to make hummus, I fucked up pretty bad. I think, like, maybe I didn't soak the chickpeas long enough, or, you know what I mean? I fucked up with the chickpeas because it was still kind of crunchy when I food processed it. So, like, I fucked up. And so that kind of deterred me. I might just, like, do it with canned chickpeas moving forward. You know, I'm lazy, I use canned chickpeas. Yeah, I think that might be the best situation, because like chickpeas you have to like kind of soak for forever. Because I was using chickpeas and black beans in my multigrain rice, and I was like, that would be nice for today. But I just came up with the idea of curry for today because I saw somebody else do it, and I was like, that sounds like a good idea. And then I altered my idea. Because I was going to use potatoes instead of canned potatoes, which are still real potatoes. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, we had, like, loose potatoes out. And I was like, oh. Then I was like, oh, I should use the canned carrots. Because, like, I was trying to do something with the canned carrots anyway. Oh, my God. So, eventually I'll make, like, a massaman curry. Because, like, I have a container of the massaman curry paste shit. But, like, not right now. This was just like an easier situation because with massaman, I'm like, I would have to figure out like the peanut situation, because if I remember correctly, that's peanuts, tomato, carrot, onion, whatever protein. This doesn't have any animal protein in it, so we'll probably get seconds. Just like a small portion of seconds. I have to think, was this the first... Did I eat today? Like I don't know if I ate today. I'm trying to think. Did I? What did I put in my mouth today besides tea? I definitely drank tea today. That skirt looks great on you. Oh, thanks. We thrifted it. Yeah, we thrifted. This whole outfit was thrifted. So, I love thrifting. I love thrifting now because shit fits me. When I was a kid, thrifting was terrible. So luckily, people's wasteful nature when it comes to fast fashion has benefited me to the point where I can find things that fit me at the thrift for like 25 cents a pop. You know what I mean? So there's certain places where they have a set price per item per day. So like one day is $2.25, one day is 25 cents. Right? Usually by the time we get to 25-cent day, like all the really good shit was already taken or like found or whatever out of that batch of stuff. But I'm usually just looking for things that are predominantly made out of cotton or like 50% plus cotton if it's blended, but preferably I'd like a 95% cotton is what we're aiming for, or like silk, like 100% silk, or linen, just because I've had to deal with a heat rash before. Climate change is very much a thing. It is definitely hotter than it usually is, and dealing with a heat rash was terrible. So like having more silk, regardless if it's like super cute or not, is kind of something I'm trying to aim for, because it was a more comfortable fabric to wear when I had that heat rash situation. So my Nana broke a cup. She used it every day, and I found a similar one at the thrift. I'm gonna surprise her with it. Oh, that's very sweet. Yeah, I like finding teacups and like nice dishes. But yeah, like the last time we went, I think somebody was just trying to get rid of like black crop top tank tops, and I was like, that's perfect. That is totally my vibe. And I'm flat chested. Like, this is great. So, you look so good. Aw, thanks. So I was just like, fantastic. You know, like, I guess they were just like trying to change their wardrobe or something. It been like, usually you can see when, you can tell if it's like one person throwing all their shit, you know, and like sometimes things are too small. So the too small things I put in boxes for the Philippines, because I know my cousins are like smaller than me. So I'm also flat chested, lol. Yeah. If it's like a dark tank top or like a kind of like double ply in the front tank top, then, you know, like good shit. So anything to like eliminate a garment. Like if I can get away with like not wearing a bra, but also like not having my nipples protrude, because like I for one am not comfortable with my body that way. I don't think my nipples are cute in like any way, shape, or form. I also don't think my feet are cute in any way, shape, or form. Like they are not cute. My legs, however, are very nice. Legs are very nice. You know, everything else, I don't know. You know, but definitely like I don't, on that aesthetic on me, like I wouldn't want my nips showing, because like I don't think it looks cute on me. Like good for everyone else that has like a body that they're super comfortable with. We're not there yet. So, you know, I'm comfortable-ish. But I do prefer dark colored tank tops because you can't tell, right? Like I'm so flat chested. Like really, really dark tank tops are like where we're going for. So I was about to buy something at Uniqlo because it was on sale, and it was really cute, and it was like one of those things with like a built-in bra. But I was actually having a really hard time with sizing, because like the medium looked okay-ish, but the cups were obviously too big. And then I tried the small, and it looked good too, but the extra small looked correct, but it was kind of snug. And then I was like, And then when I left Uniqlo, because I was still thinking about it, I saw like 2 bitches with the same tank top that I was thinking about. And I was like, so why is this motherfucker on sale? There must have been like a makeup stain or something. So, my ass is M, but my tits are S. Oh, medium, small. Okay. I know the feeling. You're gorgeous from what I can see. Is your tummy still chatting like you haven't fed it? Nah, it seems like it chilled out a little bit. So we should be okay for whatever. It was just really noticeable in voice chat the other day, and I was like, oh, fuck. These people don't know me like that. You know, I was like, these people don't know me like that. You know what I mean? Like, my other friends, like my real life friends, like, no. They've heard my stomach growl before. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's whatever. But I was like, these people don't know me like that yet. Like, you know, like, this is gonna be fucking weird for them. And I was like, oh my god. I'm gonna have to explain what that sound is. So, because apparently my microphone, like, well, honestly, the microphone's really good. That's why I chose an iPhone. But, like, the microphone picks up everything. Like, I was in, like, a couple different voice chats on Friday. And in one of them, he was like, Belly's mic, like, catches every fucking thing. Because I was, like, putting stuff away in the oven. Because we store stuff in the oven. But I had to wait for it to cool down. Because I, like, did something in the oven. And he was like, I'm so glad Belly took time off of her, like, pipe working job or something. And I was like, oh my god. I didn't know how noisy it was. So I was like, oh shit. My bad, bro. I was like, fuck. And then I looked at the settings, I guess maybe a day or so. And I was like, oh, I just finally noticed that there's like when you pull down to like look at Wi-Fi and stuff, you can tap like Discord settings and you can do like voice cancellation or like a voice isolation or whatever. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize like that's something I could do. Good to know. I've had this phone for like, I don't know, pre-pandemic? I forget. I should ask him if he upgraded. Because my ex pays for this phone. Or he paid it off already. So I don't know if he upgraded. Because I don't think I need to upgrade quite yet. But seeing what I've seen about the iPads being like default with like Apple Intelligence, I'm afraid that the newer phones are going to have some sort of like Apple Intelligence, and I don't want that. So I don't know if there's going to be like a refurb, because I was trying to get a refurb for something, and he was like, well, why do that? Because technology and blah 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 and this and that. I was like, oh my god, fine. I'll just get a new one. I don't want to, but I'll just get a new one. So I was like, bro. So but I haven't talked to him in a while. I'm sure he's okay. So he's like, he bought a house and he's like adulting somewhere. So I'm just like, but yeah. So I have an X, I have a 10, and this is the 13. Honestly, what I really think would be useful is an iPad, because I think there's ways to stream from an iPad. And I think that would probably kind of be the way to go. But I would have to really think more about that, because of like how much like memory and like shit would I need in order to push out a stream from an iPad, you know what I mean? And like I would want Wi-Fi and cellular.
So I feel like that's still, even with a refurb, that's probably still looking like a G if I need like a lot more like memory and shit. So, because I've been looking at refurbs. I've been looking at refurbs for like a while, hypothetically, window shopping. So, I wonder if that meal will brew up some farts. It really does look yummy. I'm definitely going to use an apple next curry I make. Yeah, if you look up some like recipes, a lot of them, if you're looking up like Japanese recipes from like Japanese people, they will mention an apple somewhere in the recipe. So like I used a recipe from someone who either worked or runs a maid cafe, and then I followed another recipe from another dude who's Japanese. He said something about green peas though. So I don't know. But then like when I was looking at jakopbap, the Korean multigrain rice, there was a recipe where they were like putting peas in there. And I was like, that's so interesting. Like, where's this pea situation coming from? You know what I mean? I was just kind of confused a little bit. I was like, I feel like that's a little out of nowhere for me. So, because I don't know what other foods in like Japan or Korea would fucking have peas in them. So I don't know if that's just like a regional thing, like maybe he lives in America and like that's what he does, you know? Or like maybe he really likes peas? Because I don't like peas. I saw peas and I was like, why are we doing this? So, but I was like, why peas? We'll sub for farts, lol. I don't know how hard you're joking, but I don't fart on camera, so. Also, I don't fuck around with like fetishization, so hopefully that was just like a lighthearted joke and not like a for realsies thing. So I'm just gonna put that out there now. I've already had to deal with some people on YouTube like the past week, and I banned somebody live last week. So like, I'm just letting you know. Although the most recent YouTube person, if they're telling the truth, fine, I guess. But because they like explained themselves. But there was one person just being fucking super weird in my comments, and I was like, you need to quit your shit because like this is not okay. So, because it's usually a mix of like Asian fetishization and the belching thing, or just purely the belching thing. Like there's people on YouTube just for the belches, and they'll be like, well, why aren't you belching anymore? Like, why aren't your belches as powerful as they used to be? I was like, bitch, I'm not doing this for your entertainment. I have gas and it needs to leave my body. Like, what are we doing right now? So, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like a party trick. I'm not doing this for like a certain type of attention. Like, I don't like fetishization, like in any way, shape, or form, for me or for other people. Like, I'm not okay with that. So, you know what I mean? Am I full? I have to like think about this. You know what? It was probably this. It was probably the protein drink. Oh my god. See, bad pairing. I shouldn't have done that. But yeah. So I don't know. Maybe tomorrow we'll do like some light gaming. This morning we did a very informative geopolitical stream.
And people stayed through it, so like obviously that worked. So that was nice. At midnight, I was like, I think it's a good time to go through my story post because the world is on fire and I'm pissed off and I have a headache. So I went through all of my story posts and then some TikTok posts, and I shared like, I don't know, 4 or 5 different either GoFundMes or Tiltifys of people who are seeking mutual aid for whatever reason. There's medical debt, there's helping a family with like funeral costs and like other lost income after the death of their family member. Oh yeah, funeral. One died from complications with COVID and they were a disabled disability rights activist. One was murdered by the police after having a mental health situation and was brutalized by the police. And that was in El Paso. And so 1, 2. One has medical debt. She streams on Twitch, but she does more of her disability advocacy on Instagram. So 1, 2, 3. What was the other one? Was it just 3? Was it just 3? Those were the 3 main ones I was trying to show. And then like a couple different posts about Indonesia and what's going on there and how there's like parallels between Indonesia and what's going on in our motherfucking country. Like the rich getting richer and like rewarding themselves with more money and shit like that, and like trying to create an even bigger disparity between rich and poor, blah blah blah, you know what I mean? Like what else was in my I did story posts where I was pissed off. I was like, you know, if you are in any capacity on any of these platforms and like not in any way talking about the shit that needs to be talked about, it's kind of like, who's gonna be your audience when everybody's disappeared off the streets or detained or deported? Because most of my audience, like, yes, they're like creepy white people lurking, but like most of my audience is not white. Most of my audience is neurodiverse. They are LGBTQIA2S+. They are not white. You know what I mean? Like most of my audience is not a cis-het rich land-owning white guy that's neurotypical and able-bodied. Like most of my audience isn't that. So it's just like, what are you gonna do? Because the racists can't tell us fucking apart. They can tell some of us are tan and some of us are pale, but they're gonna just clump us in as like, oh, Asian bad. You know what I mean? Or like Asian foreigner. You know, and you know, that's how like racial profiling works. They just clump us all together because they can't fucking tell. And even if they could tell, like, why would it be okay for like some of us to be dehumanized and like detained and like separated from our families and like financially burdened over some bullshit, and then some of us not? Like, it shouldn't be okay. It shouldn't be okay that any of this bullshit is happening. You know what I mean? So it's just like, if you care about your financial stability, if you want to do it from that viewpoint, which I don't want to do it from that viewpoint, but sometimes that's a viewpoint people need to take. If you want to do it about your own self-survival, you need to talk about this shit, because what happens when your viewers are all detained or deported or, you know, taken by ICE or, you know, taken by whoever? Like, who's going to be watching your stream then? You know? And like, that's the same thing with like accessibility. So like, I hate my stream right now because I don't have any open captions right now. And I really try to make all of my streams as accessible as possible in like every shape, way, form that I can. So like right now we're not very accessible, and I hate that for me. And it's like, people don't think about masking because of the way COVID's been worded. It's like, oh, you're not disabled, chronically ill, immunocompromised, you're not an old ass piece of shit. You know, like, you don't have to wear a mask because you don't fall in these categories. But the thing is, like, anybody you meet could be disabled, chronically ill, immunocompromised, or the dependent of, or the caretaker of, or the sole financial supporter of someone who is. So what happens when you kill a 5-year-old's mom who's disabled? What's gonna happen to that kid? If that mom was the only person she had, she got COVID and she died. What's gonna happen? Or what if that 5-year-old does have a dad, but he's an abusive piece of shit, but he's the next of kin? You know what I mean? Those are the situations that I think about. You know, like, what happens to that 5-year-old? Or, like, what if that disabled mom was also the caretaker of an elderly parent? Like, a parent that cannot, you know, get up without assistance, that needs help being fed, that cannot stand up by themselves. What happens when that daughter, that adult daughter, the only child that parent knows or has access to, what happens when they die because they got COVID? What happens? What happens if Texas says you gotta give up all the information on all the transgender children in your classroom or you're gonna get fired? Are people going to choose their jobs, or are they going to choose the children? Are they going to sell out these kids? Or are they going to, you know? Like, I don't think people have been thinking about, like, what they're really going to do when shit hits the fan. You know what I mean? Like, have you thought about how you're going to protect these kids? If you're an educator, have you really thought about how you're going to protect them? If this fucked up battle against queer kids gets that much worse, you know? Like, who's gonna protect these kids? You know? It's kind of shit that I think about, and I'm just like, well, what can we do? Like, every time I see kids out during the day when it's clearly, like, class time, and they're with their parents, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, they're probably concerned, right? So, I'm just like, what's gonna happen to these kids? So, and as a person who does not have kids and does not want children. Like, I don't want children, especially, like, now. Like, I cannot even imagine raising children right now. Like, how depressing it has to be to raise a child right now and be worried, like, if they're gonna get murdered at school. You know? Or if their teacher's gonna end up being, like, a sexual predator, and that's another thing you have to worry about, you know? I can't. I have friends with kids, and I'm just like, I don't even know how you are mentally dealing with this. So, on top of, like, you have to, like, make enough money to keep the child alive, clothed, school supplies, you know what I'm saying? Like, keeping another human alive is expensive. Like, I can barely afford myself, so, you know, if I had, like, an ideal situation, blah, 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 but, like, just the way the world is, like, on fire, there's never gonna be an ideal situation. You know what I mean? Like, at least I'm cognizant of racism, unlike my mom, who was like, I didn't even know racism was a thing, and I was like, I think that's because you chose to ignore it. You must have been really okay with some anti-blackness. Because I know you had a bunch of black ass nurses that worked with you. So, you know what I mean? You must have been ignoring a lot of shit. So, but yeah. Wild. It's so wild that I can live in a completely different reality from the other people in my fucking house. So, at least my mom knows that thoughts and prayers is bullshit. I'm pretty happy about that. So, she doesn't really do a lot of action, but at least she knows the concept of thoughts and prayers is some fucking bullshit. So, like today, I think it was kind of raining again, and I was wondering about that little old lady I helped that was like living out of her car. So I don't know. If I go outside, I don't know, maybe I'll check on her or something. I don't know. Hopefully she's okay. But she's just she's just like a little old lady living out of her car. So it's just stressful to think about, you know? Because in situations like that, you obviously want to help them, but you also, I don't want to take anyone's autonomy away from them. Like, even when Dad was alive, I was like, hey, Dad, you know, when we were about to do something or go somewhere or whatever, I'm not trying to take your independence from you. You know, especially since he's a dude and he's older than me, I'm not trying to take your independence from you. But there may be some risks associated with the thing we're about to do, or what you're trying to do, what you want to do versus what we want to do. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Because it's like everything is already being taken away, either by their bodies not cooperating, you know, or just the natural lack of ability or mobility that they have that comes with aging, right? So she said she just had hip surgery and, you know, all this, and I'm like, oh my God. So, and she was like, something my daughter, and I was like, oh, so can you contact your daughter? I was like, where the fuck is your daughter? So in my head I was like, where the fuck is this lady's fucking daughter? So hopefully she got in contact with her daughter. Hopefully she's at her daughter's house. I don't think she should be living in her car like that. You know what I mean? Just why is all your shit in your car like that? So, but yeah, it's just been a really interesting, not in the fun way, 2 weeks. You know, I can't believe it's already September. TwitchCon is just right around the corner. I'm not going because I'm poor. But that means the year's almost over and it's almost time for taxes again, you know. For someone who doesn't do it quarterly, you know. Some of you might do it quarterly, but this lady does not. So, can I see timestamps? Okay. I was just making reports on people. That's what that was. Let's go ahead and finish up. Hopefully we'll finish up by, I guess, midnight, since it's like 11 something and I just finished on my food. Okay. Anyway, the moral of the story is that I don't exist for anyone to fetishize me, and if that's what you're trying to do, you're gonna get fucking banned. So don't do it. There was once upon a time someone who came in here is like, so if I touch myself while I'm chatting or whatever, can I tell you? I was like, I don't want to fucking know about any of that stupid ass bullshit. Motherfucker. I didn't consent to hear about your fucking stupid ass shit. And then people are surprised that I hate men. I was like, y'all need to think a little bit deeper why any woman, not just me, would fucking hate men. You really think that they're just angry? Why the fuck are they angry? Like, use that brain. Use that brain for some critical thinking. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard to guess a couple different reasons why women might hate men. Cat calling, stupid ass comments like, can I tell you if I'm touching myself while I'm in chat with you? I do not want to know if you're fapping. Like, I don't need to know about any of that. And if you're doing that and you're not paying me, get the fuck out. I'm giving you content you obviously need because you can't fap by yourself and you're not paying me. You're a fucking piece of shit. So...
Okay. I really like this little pot. He's a cutie. Okay, I should probably... Bless. Yeah, I'll have to go back in the VOD and like see what pieces or like what steps in the recipe that I followed. Because I kind of jumped around a little bit. Because the, you know, the potatoes and the carrots were already cooked. So like that's why I was jumping around. But yeah. Cocoa powder was just really unexpected. So. But I think I've heard stuff with like something like that before. I just maybe never have done it myself. Maybe I should look at like what's in the tablets or the cubes. Maybe there's like maybe there's cocoa powder in the cubes and I just didn't realize it or something, you know? But yeah. Usually I would do that with some chicken. But we didn't go to the store today. The only time we went outside was to get Powerball because Mom said she wanted to get Powerball. And I didn't want to go all the way to a grocery store if all I'm going to do is get Powerball tickets. So I just went to a nearby gas station and like called it a day. You know what I mean? Because if I'm going to go to a grocery store, I'm going to want to go to fucking 99. And if I go to 99, I'm going to want to go to Tesso. I'm going to want to go to Tesso. So... Oh, by the way, Chad, did you know that you can do, like, mod notes on people? Let me show you. So this is a thing people can do. You can do mod comments on people. Obviously, if you're a moderator. So, like, I included timestamps. Apparently, this was the first time this person chatted. The name sounded familiar, but whatever. Like, all of the weird shit that they said that was kind of more notable. You can make notes. You can make notes. It's pretty nice. So... So if you mod for anybody, you can write notes about people. And I think you should totally do it. So it'll just be easier to reference things. And I would also suggest keeping timestamps. But that's because I love timestamps. I love timestamps all day. Fucking timestamps all day, please. So... And that's mostly because I'm petty and I like receipts, but I think it's useful. Is Twitch going to do anything about that person? Probably not. But at least I have receipts, so. And trust, anytime any of you say something fucking weird or out of pocket, your girl is known to hold grudges for years. I am a really petty person. Like I am definitely one of those people that you shouldn't piss off just because you think it's funny. Because I will make your existence very uncomfortable. So, this is just me saying, if any of you are lurking and you're planning on being a weirdo, don't fucking do it. Don't do it. So... There are tons of really nice ladies on the internet. And I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. So, like, I'm not the one to play with or to test or, like, try to, like, push boundaries with. I will fucking find ways to end you. So, don't fucking do it. I've had to deal with too many instances within the past, like, 2 weeks that right now, if you try to push anything, there really won't be much room for anything. Like, I won't give a fuck. So, and I don't do unbans. Like, I've never done unbans. So, like, if you really want to be a troll and, like, try it, like, be my guest. I don't do unbans. So, and then after this, we'll package it up. We have room in the fridge today, so. Yo, what up, Bob? How are you? You have a nice day today? I'm so tired. Oh, is it because you upped the dose? Or are you tired because you had too much sunlight? I should shower, but I'm so tired. I'm a big proponent of, like, don't shower if you don't want to. No, I went... Oh, you went golfing? Ooh. How was that? Oh my god, Reina! Hello? Hi! It's so nice to see you twice in one day. I showered already today, but I sweated so much at golf. No, I get it. Reina checked in! It might not count, so I might have to, like, manually do something. We'll see. IRL, my honor? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm terrible at golf. That's fine. Usually there's, like, a counter. But since, like, StreamerBot isn't on right now, because I'm just doing, like, a from my phone stream versus, like, OBS with my computer, then certain things don't work the same way. My brain is not braining. No, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, wait, there was something under there. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna very gently get at this stuff because I don't want to ruin the pan. Ugh. But how are you? Where we're at, it is Labor Day, so a lot of people had the day off. Your girl is more or less unemployed, so that doesn't really apply. But I'm just going to go to bed. I'll change the sheets tomorrow. Honestly, that's a happy medium. Well, I'm glad you had a fun time at golf. Gonna be hard, rough, long day today? Oh no. What happened at work? Or what's about to happen? Wait, it's like, what time is it for you? When y'all rated, it was 1 a.m. But for me, it was, I don't know, maybe 11 a.m.? It's 12:25 p.m. right now? Okay. So it's 11:20. I did this math with Sky the other day. Okay, so wait. So it's 13 hours, I think. Because it's 11:25 p.m. here. And it's 12:25 p.m. there. So 11 to 11 is 12 hours. 12 is 13. Okay. So 13.
Me and Sky were trying to do the math the other day, and we both got it wrong the first time. Because he said 15 and I said 11. And I was like, wait. 11? I was like, is that right? Wait a second, hold on. And then I was like, oh. And he was like, oh my god, I got it wrong too. I was but you were closer because you added up instead of subtracting. You know what I mean? Like, you were much closer to the right answer than I was. I was like, oh no. So yeah, long distance math. So like earlier in the morning, so like I did a stream where I ended at like 3 a.m. my time, which is usually when I see Sky on, but I don't think Sky was on at that time. So I rated R Namsan, and he's this newish art streamer. His art is so good. Like, he doesn't understand how good his art is. And it's not that he's being humble, like he does not understand. He does not understand how good his art is. And how I came to know about this R Namsan person is that Johan rated him. He was like, let's rate a streamer. And like, he found some like random new art streamer. And it was literally his first day streaming. Literally his first day streaming, so he was not used to raids or like, you know, talking to a bunch of people at the same time. So like, he's way more comfortable now. He's still a little self-conscious about it. But his time zone, I think, is similar to y'all's, I think. Wait, no. It's 12. Wait, if it's 12 now, 12. So, No, yeah, his time zone is like super similar to yours. Okay. I don't know where he is, but his time zone is similar, if not the same, as yours. But again, I'm not good at math. So, I think something like that. So yeah, I was so surprised to see Sky play like Teamfight Tactics, but I don't really know what kind of games he's into, to be fair. You know what I mean? I usually see Sky in other people's chats and we hang out. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know what kind of games he's into. It might be cute to do Peak with him. Like, if I could get, like, a bunch of people in different time zones to do Peak, that would be cute. I'm trying to find, like, Filipinos to do shit with in October. So, you play Peak? I do. I die. I do more dying in Peak. I play Peak, too. Yeah, I saw you and Toma, and I think... Was it Nomad that was playing with y'all? Because you were in voice chat with Toma one day playing. Wait, you need to join the next Peak stream. I don't do a very good job of living in that game. Like, I feel like that's going to be a problem for some people. So, I don't know how sweaty people want to get. Because I don't really care about the achievements. I just want the crab hat because it's cute. I literally die first every time. Sweat like it's raining. I always die too, but I carry my foods to Peak few days again. Oh, you did? Do you remember what you did to get the crab hat? Because I don't know what I need to do for that. Do I just need to live? Is that the problem? Do I get the crab hat if I live successfully? Okay, I'm falling asleep. Good night. Okay. have a nice night. I'll see you when I see you. Maybe tomorrow. Or, wait. I think you're West Coast. Okay, so, yeah, tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow, I hope. Nice. Nice. Oh, yeah, Raina. Bob bakes. Bakes. Just in case you were wondering. So. Some people have very straightforward, informative screen names, unlike myself. So. This is taking a while. Okay. Let's take a little break on this and we'll start packaging up the curry. I like peeled my pinky nail the other day because it was snagging. But then I think I peeled too much and like hit some skin. I've been so good about not peeling my nails and like making sure to trim with a clipper. But yeah, it was like, I wasn't close enough to a clipper, so. I crashed out easily when people yelling at me or not being encouraging. That's my only rule to my friends playing this game with me. I usually just kind of roam around and I'm like, well, if that route isn't working, maybe I'll just go the other way around this mountain and maybe I'll figure something out. And then I usually end up dying, so. That's usually what happens to me. And it's like, oh, you know, this looks like, you know, it might turn into something interesting, and then I die. Yeah, don't stick to one route on it, yeah. Like, there's, the foresty area, but you have to go down the cliff first to get to it. I die on the cliff all the time. Yeah, I died on the cliff a lot. And they're like, oh my god, she's dead already? I'm like, yeah. Yeah. I died. So. Oh, so this is what we made today. It has potato, maybe with the light. It has potatoes, carrots, tomatoes, an apple. The carrots and the potatoes were from a can, so they were tinned. But yeah, it's a relaxing game with tenderfoot mode on. Looks tasty. Ooh, thank you. Oh, and onions. Because I used the powder and not the cube. Because we had the powder. I mean, I'm not against using the cubes. It's just like, I like having the powder. Because like, it, you know, it takes up less space in your house. And then essentially like, you could either recycle it or use it for something. So, I also have the hot mustard powder, but we haven't really like utilized that for too many things. So, we'll see. But yeah, I like kept the apple whole slices and like I didn't take the skin off. Because some recipes will be like to grate the apple and I'm not fucking doing that. Like that's not fucking happening. So. cube is much richer in flavor, but some people like the powder better. It's more like, for me, I was hoping to have some, like, less single-use stuff. Like, because, like, I don't think the tray is recyclable in America. You know, and then I just have to, like, throw it out or whatever, and I try to get things that come in canisters I can potentially reuse or, like, recycle or something. But I do like the cubes. Like, ease of use, you know what I mean? Because it's just there and you pop it in. So but I really like having the tin because then I feel better about myself. It's more like, oh, I have less single-use items in my house. You know what I mean? Like, I can reuse this tin when that time comes. We can reuse this tin for something, you know? Or I'm gonna just try to get some money for it. Because, like, we have places here where you can, like, recycle metal. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that weighs something. And I can get, like, a couple pennies out of it, you know? So but yeah. But usually there is a little bit more, like, production value in my streams. So you've been catching, like, kind of an off day where I was like, I just didn't want to turn my computer on, you know, I wanted there to be, because sometimes when I use the computer, and, like, I'll still use this as my camera, so it's, like, Wi-Fi connecting to my computer. Sometimes it looks, the internet looks a little, like, patchy or, you know, stuttery. So, like, this is a little bit better as far as, like, because, like, the difference between what's happening here and the thing that I'm watching on, the lag is the delay is shorter. Okay, that's too full. That's too full. That's too full. Sorry. Eh? Oh no, that was me. Okay. But yeah. I would always get the cubes. I would, like, hoard cubes. So, because I love the taste of Japanese style curry. So, but I also got some, like, masaman curry, like the paste. So we might make some masaman curry, I don't know, sometime this month. So, oh my god, where am I giving this? Oh no, are we running out of room again? Oh, okay. I was like, there's no way that we don't have any room right now. But, yeah. Very happy how this turned out. It only took like 2 hours. Usually my cooking streams take like 4 or whatever, so this is nice. We also made like a protein snack bar before we started stream, and it was like setting up in the fridge. So kind of like during an in-between step for the curry, we cut up the bar. So I made this, and then I guess if I turn it this way, you can like see the layers a little bit, but it's like kind of, I can't zoom on here, and then there's like shadows, but there's like peanut butter and honey and chia seeds and flaxseed and like desiccated coconut on the bottom, And then the top is a mix of like meltable chocolate and coconut oil. There's a lot of coconut oil and like coconut in general involved in this. So I like how that turned out because it's, you know, it's quite pretty, you know, and it wasn't like anything too hardcore or whatever. And I've been really trying to utilize the chia seeds and the flax seed because we have like big bags of it. So that was just like a nice thing I was able to figure out. So now I have leftover pho that I made. I have leftover French onion soup. And now I have leftover curry. For me. And I blanched some vegetables for my mom. Well, originally they're going to be for me, but then I decided I'll just give them to my mom and my aunt. I blanched some vegetables, and so now they're theirs. So this will be my vegetable situation. And work, so gonna lurk here. Okay. I'm glad you're here hanging out with me while you're at work. Have a nice lurk. We'll be here for a little bit longer. So oh, thank you. Hope you have a good eep soon. Me too. I hope my stomach stops talking to me. Yeah, I logged into Tears of Themis thinking that I was going to do like a Tears of Themis stream last night / this morning, and then I was like, no, the world is on fire and everything's taking too long to download. If everything downloaded nicely, we would have done nothing but gacha last night, but it didn't, so I chose to talk about the world being on fire. Go ahead and wash this pot. This one I think is still going to take some time. We need to be careful with it because again it has like special coating or whatever, so
Yeah, Mom has a food distribution Wednesday morning, so what we'll probably do is we'll do another stream like this where there's like no production quality. And we'll sort everything. So what my mom usually does, or what I usually do because I'm the manual labor, what happens is usually we'll go to the distribution because this is the this is the food bank, like the city food bank one. And what we'll do is like we'll get the food for everyone. So like it's for her, her sister, my uncle, his wife, and then depending, it might be like 2 other people. So then we have like this car full of fucking food. And then it's up to me to figure out like, because it's important to me. I was like, are these boxes all the same? Because sometimes the contents of the boxes will not be the same. And I'm not just saying like, oh, well, this is branded cornflakes and that's like not branded cornflakes. It's just like, the contents will be completely different for like 1 or 2 boxes. And I'm just like, But like recently, I think because of the budget cuts, I think recently they've been uniform this time. So like, it hasn't been an issue where it's like, okay, well, these boxes are different. And since I'm the one doing the labor, is there anything that I want from these boxes that are different from all the other boxes? You know what I mean? Because, like, I feel I should be incentivized because I'm the bitch doing the manual labor. And, you know, and if there isn't, then, you know, whatever. But if there is something that, like, catches Mom's eye or, like, I particularly like, then, you know, we'll keep those items. And then figure out how to split that box up amongst, like, how many recipients is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 recipients. And then sometimes they'll have, like, frozen food or something. And so then it's like, well, where are we going to store all this frozen food? So, like, depending on how my stomach feels, we may or may not have a very interesting ice cream mukbang tomorrow. So, just to make sure there's room in case they give us some, like, fucked up amount of frozen food. So, man, maybe I can just eat the scallion pancakes. We have scallion pancakes, xiaolongbao, and fucking lots of different ice creams. Because, like, sometimes they'll give you, like, a 20-pound bag of fucking chicken. Just, like, an unreasonable amount of, like, meat. You know what I mean? And so I think about that, too. It's just, like, sometimes they're giving out these foods, right? Sorry, there's, like, stuff on you. They're giving you these foods to these, in some cases, like, single-person seniors that don't, like, have any assistance with a car or whatever, and they're giving all this heavy ass stuff. Like, how are they gonna unload it? Why do you look uneven still? You look really uneven. Even we're gonna have to figure that out. That really bothers me that the leveler on this thing is, like, not even at all. So, okay. Let me just show you what I'm talking about in case you're like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? Do you see this? It is never in the center anymore. That little air pocket circle should be in the center. Sorry. Let me see who's on. Oh, Mango's playing Peak. Wow, Kai Sinat is in a button down and tie? Ooh, Oh, we could rate. Nah, he's really busy. Ooh, okay. Oh, Quan has a cute little shirt on. Heart of Thorns, Chapter 7. Is this the new area? Oh, wait. That's Guild Wars. Okay, no. Wow, he's not playing Final Fantasy right now? Chris said there was an event. Oh, that's Mother? Wow, okay. I haven't seen that Mother. Ooh, Stone's on. I don't know how you feel about Guilty Gear. Sad Girl? Oh, the politics demon girl. Yeah, she's pretty. Peanut Butter Rampage, Dutch Oven Pork Tenderloin. Okay. Arcane. Well, he doesn't really know me that well. Gromfaloon. Ooh, another harpist. Okay. Critter Vision. Ooh, Twin. Oh, Twin has a... Oh, that's cute. Twin never has a cam on. Okay, Chuck is on. Oh, wow. That's a really nice tuber model. Okay, I'm gonna screen cap that for later. Oh, Sephi's on! We could raid Sephi. There's been somebody in my algorithm recently named Ian Maiden. Just think it's a very fun name. What stream? Yeah, I haven't seen Duke stream in forever. Lord Talks, what are you making? More experiments with laminated dough. I mean, I'm kind of interested. Should we rate food and drink so they know I exist? Sure. Yo, what up, Fob? Okay. We'll rate Lord Talks. Because... honestly, I like their camera angles, so... Lord Talks. I've been meaning to sit on their like coding streams. Right, Lord Talks. In hopes to like... Okay, the streamer bot stuff isn't working right now because we don't have like streamer bot on right now. So don't scam yourself. Alright everybody, thanks so much for hanging out. I super appreciate it. Tell your friends I'm not here to be fetishized, and if they try me, they're gonna get banned. So, wear sunblock, drink water, email your reps, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. I have lots of lactate, so like we could just eat a bunch of ice cream. I don't know. I feel like we need to make room in the freezer for whatever might happen on Wednesday, because you never know what you're getting, like literally. And I don't mind like stacking boxes outside, but like shoving shit in a tiny ass freezer is gonna make me mad. So, that might be the content tomorrow. Is like doing a freezer clear out instead of a fridge clear out. Oh my god. So, yeah. Thanks everybody. I thought I looked really cute today, but like right now, not so much. So, I'll see you later. Okay, bye!